Okay, let's start now. Well, dear friends, welcome back to the 50th anniversary of Mobile Monday Beijing. Today is really a special occasion for us to meet, and we'll talk about entrepreneurship, about startups. Well, if you're not very familiar with Mobile Monday, it is a global network which is present in almost 100 cities in the world. And being a global structure, we're able to connect to different parts of the world and to bring different ideas, different connections, different new thoughts from different parts. Like today, we are very happy to work together with Mobile Monday Thailand and with our special guests from Thailand, our startups and entrepreneurs there, as well as startups here in China. Well, as always, I'd like to acknowledge our partners, and their support is really helping us to make Mobile Monday Beijing today. Well, now as we will have a lot of presentations and demos, I will not go to too much introduction of Mobile Monday, but let me introduce briefly what we will do today. We'll start from a presentation about the Thailand and Southeast Asian market, the environment there for entrepreneurs and for entrepreneurship, made by Ville Kulmala, who is the chairman of Mobile Monday in Thailand. And after this, we'll invite our friends from Thailand to talk about their startups, their entrepreneurship experiences, and what they do there. And we're also very happy to invite 4 entrepreneurs from China, from Beijing, to share with us their stories, their services. We'll go to detailed introduction later. Previously, we wanted to also invite another company from Korea, who we have established a very good relationship, but they can come. But they have brought their demonstrations, which is called Reku. It's almost a video version of Instagram, which allows you to share your videos with your SNS friends. You will be able to see a demo here after all the presentations. Now it's my honor and privilege to introduce Ville to join us on stage and give us a brief introduction about the Southeast Asian market, about entrepreneurship. Please welcome Ville.
Okay, thank you, Ben. First, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to be here. I've been here 10 days now, and it's really nice place, Beijing, considering startups and technology side of things. We were in a gimmick last week, and this is something that you lack in Thailand is competitive startup businesses. And it's been really great to see it in Beijing. So just to go through the things, I give you a small introduction to Thai mobile and startup ecosystem. We have quite a constraint with timeline, so I can't go into details. But please come afterwards and ask me if you have any questions. And I talk quite fast, so if you have questions, please ask it. I hope you all get it. So small introduction to me. My background is in technology and business consulting. I'm from Finland myself. I used to live 10 years in Amsterdam, and 3 years ago I decided to move to Bangkok, to Thailand. And about 1.5 years ago, I started the Mobile Monday Thailand. I took it over actually from the existing team, which was about 3 guys, Western guys, who rolled it. And then we basically we have quite active new kind of crowd. You know, it used to be more kind of operator based. growth in the past, and nowadays we have lots of startups and young technology people also participating. So I think we got quite a good amount considering Thailand, because Thailand is not like China that you have 1 billion people. It's more, we have, I think average we have like 150 to 250 people participating each event. And we have a next event coming in 28th of May. And I don't know, maybe we have 300. So if you're around Bangkok, please, you're very welcome to join us for the event. The community is basically, it's mostly operators, like you have the old players, like telecom companies, manufacturers like Nokia, BlackBerry. I think next event we have Google coming in. So we collaborate nicely between the old school telecom people and the new school companies like Google's and startups. So this is basically my team. It's from last event, and this is including the speakers. So we actually had a Huawei also speaking, probably famous company in China. And we have basically a core team of 4 people that runs the show. So a little bit about Thailand. Why would you go to Thailand? And it's quite obvious. It's different than Beijing. So this is actually me working away in a beach. The thing about Thailand is it's a nice place. It doesn't have this kind of technology competitiveness level as you would have, this is my view at least, that you have in Beijing. So it's more of a place that you can kind of, if you're not on the ground, that you have to sell something to in Bangkok or in Thailand, you can actually live there quite cheaply and have your business, you know, and you know, live cheaply also. So it's a great place to live. On the other side, it's quite difficult to find competitive people. It's quite difficult to find kind of technology skills and like small things like that. So I think that it's a very different than Beijing. But so go through some stats. I have actually quite a lot of them now here, and we have a few case studies also. Here you can see like this is just basic numbers for Thailand. So I mean it's about 70 million people more or less. 31% lives in urban like places, like in Bangkok, mostly in Bangkok actually. Bangkok is the only big city, and second biggest city is much less, like it's probably 10% of Bangkok's size. So Bangkok is the only place to do business in Thailand, and I mean, you know, so I think that the kind of correlation here that urban is 31% and rural is 69 is justified. The interesting thing here is also that urban population actually earns most of the money. So they're the office people. They're the people who actually make more money. So that's the interesting population to focus on. The mobile penetration is 100%. It's basically everybody has a phone, and currently the smartphone penetration is it doesn't show here, but I think it's probably something like 31%, more or less. I think I have stats later on. But the interesting thing is that, you know, the rural population is the one that doesn't have access to the web through mobile phone. And eventually with the smartphones, that, I mean, it's expected to happen. And that's kind of potential. The online gaming, I think that Jakob will probably talk about that much more. Just to say, it's very big in Thailand. So the population that's, you know, plays games is very high. So it's the biggest online gaming market in Southeast Asia, and this is massive. So I think that you go anywhere else, you will not get as high penetration of mobile gaming. The point here to note is that not many people pay for the games. So you know, so basically it's mostly copying games and so forth. But but the community is strong, so they have a big population of gamers in Thailand. The think about a bit like what you can do with mobile industry or mobile phones in Thailand or with mobile web, and how the locals basically take this mobile usage. This is actually 2010. So Foursquare made this statistics on all the kind of users who checked in anywhere in the world, and I mean, here you can see that it's a great place to get traction on new kind of services or applications or perhaps your startup, and Thais have took it very well. The location-based services. It was one of the biggest hits, and Thailand was one of the biggest markets to get traction on it. They have some stats, some further stats on this. This actually in Bangkok, one of the wine places was actually most checked-in place in the world, and this is quite big if you consider that Bangkok is a big place, of course, but you consider that they need to have a web and they need to have a smartphone to check in. So I mean, this is and then you can also profile if you're looking for audience. So you think usually that the people who like wine, they mostly have money, and they're a little bit of a high-end consumers for your startups. A few other examples lately in last year. This case study for the Rocket Internet. Does anybody know this company in China? Have you heard about it? Anybody? No. But yeah, okay. So it's a. I mean, this is a big. If you read any blogs in Southeast Asia, it's a very big thing that has been in the blogs. So basically, what they do is they're a German company that clone startups, and what happens is that they take like existing company like Amazon and their website and they clone it excellent, and they roll it out in different countries. Is somebody from Rocket Internet here, by the way? Maybe you could present this case, but it just shows that like in last year or so there's a big movement to Thailand that doesn't happen actually 10 years ago, even like last 10 years. So I mean, these guys actually invested money to set up a team in Thailand to roll out clones, and they operate from Thailand for the region. So that they do this to Thailand, to Malaysia. I think that they have Singapore sites, and they're all like, you have all the copies of famous websites like Amazon, Suppos, and Pinterest, so forth. And the idea is that they clone it and sell it. So it seems to get some traction. So nobody knows the numbers exactly, but this is the new trend that was happening in Thailand. One of the big things. Anybody have any questions about this? Do you have something like this happening in China? Yeah, lots. We're running out of time.
No, you ask questions or finish the presentation?
Sorry?
I thought you were asking questions from the audience.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody has intake.
Okay, you can go back to the initial presentation.
Sure. We take questions later. Yeah. Okay. So there's a couple of stats about the blogs, so you understand what kind of audience uses web in Thailand. This is actually 1 month stats for web page consumption per Southeast Asian country. Thailand is very high. So Thai people love pages, they love to do blogs. The content that they consume, the quality is questionable, but nevertheless they spend lots of time on these things. So that's the kind of interesting thing to note. So they have a couple of very popular blogs in Thailand like this. If you consider the income and education level and so forth, the same statistic shows that that Thailand has like above average Southeast Asian, percentages. So basically, I mean the conclusion here is that if you go to Southeast Asia, they have the most wealthy population to aim for. So I mean you have Malaysia, you have Burma, not so much, Laos, not so much, Cambodia, not so much, but like in that area, Thailand has a very wealthy population for internet, and obviously this is expected to be an upward trend. So this is what we got from Atani. Thank you for that. These stats. Basically, Thailand is 26th country in the world in terms of this iOS apps and app stores and the revenue, how much people make from their apps, and that, I mean that's not very high. Interesting is it's been growing a lot. So and also people download lots of apps. So this is if you are doing native application development, people are downloading lots of things, but the revenue is not yet there. But nevertheless, it's growing. So that's a key takeaway for any native development. Does anybody do native development here with apps? So I mean, it's an interesting fact to know. Regarding Instagram, you mentioned also, I think, I mean, there's 11 million photos uploaded from Thailand, and they have 150,000 users. Facebook, mostly social media, everything is homegrown. Like, sorry, nothing is homegrown. So everything everything Thais use is basically from the West, from the Silicon Valley. Europe, they use Facebook, they use Twitter, they use these things, but nothing comes from inside of Thailand for mobile at the moment. That's what they use. So just a small wrap up of the positive things and negative, negative things about Thailand technology scene. So basically, I mean, if you have any interest, I mean, China is a big place. Perhaps it's an interesting market to explore Southeast Asia. And why would you go to Thailand, for example, is, I mean, it's still largely untapped market. So you don't have a very active startup community. But nevertheless, the one who comes in and spend effort and resources and finances on this, I mean, it probably pays off in the next 5 years to 10 years time. This is my intake on these things. It doesn't grow very fast, most likely, but it will grow. That's the lesson from the past. The advantages are the cheap workforce also. Like Thailand is still very cheap place to hire people. If you are looking for very highly technical people, you might have difficulty to find them, but they are out there. So you can do that. The mobile opportunity is large, relatively. It's not as large as China, of course, but I mean it's a big amount of people using mobile phones in Thailand, and it's a great place to access region. So you have actually lots of companies setting up their headquarters of Southeast Asia in Bangkok, and to access like countries like Burma is now kind of next promise. Not so much for technology, I think so, but I don't know. And also for the travel, it's a big hub. Bangkok is a big hub for air travel. Some negative things. So basically, foreigners can never own more than 49% of your company in Thailand. There's ways around this. Why I say it is because it means that the system is still. So it's basically not, the system is not open for foreign ownership, and this is an important note. So it's basically communication from the Thai government at the moment that you as a foreigner, you cannot own your business. But there is a ways around it. You can get partners, and we have probably good examples, hopefully, from speakers that come that can explain to you how it's done. And of course, education is an issue. language is also a big issue. So Thais generally speak Thai, and obviously, so you know it's quite difficult to. I've been lecturing in university, it's international one, and even there it's kind of difficult to find, you know, like really good English level. So this might be a big barrier for you depending what you do in Thailand. But this is also changing, so government has few initiatives to change this in the future. So and yeah, I think I'm past my time already. So just to wrap it up, also like the cultural barriers. Thailand is also a specific market. We visited today the Baidu office, and the Baidu person said that China is a very different place than anywhere else in the world. And I've been traveling quite a lot, and this is like my intake. I think people are quite same, like everywhere you go. Like people behave exactly, you know, people are people. But I do understand that the environment, either the political or you know, a few other things, will make you behave differently. And this is a key takeaway. I think in Thailand it's the same thing. And I do think that China and Thailand is very similar kind of places. So if something works in China, I think it's worthwhile to try it out in Thailand. There's lots of similarities I see now, at least with my 10 days here, which is not long of course, but it's good. And there's some political issues with Thai government. I'm not going to go into those ones, but I've been there 3 years, and we had like 2 major kind of crises, like, you know, red shirt. I don't know if you follow the news and stuff. We had floodings and so forth. But I mean, it's all right. Like you can leave Bangkok and go for the beach and work for the beach. It's not bad. You know, you have internet anywhere if you're, you know, location independent. Yeah, Wi-Fi works. Wi-Fi is very good in Thailand, I would say, generally. On the beach, yes, actually, it works on the beach mostly also. So in the picture, I was actually in the middle of the Andaman Sea, and you know, you would not expect to have a Wi-Fi, but I had quite a good connection. So yeah, so you can actually do that also. Okay, I'll leave it to this one. We have so many people coming, so.
As Will will not be doing presentations, doing demos, we can take 2 questions for Will. Anything regarding Thailand, the beach?
Beside the beach question, so question is, so the startups in Thailand, are they doing business based for international market, or they basically they're facing the local market? So everything they are doing is generated in Thai, things like that.
Yeah. So probably there's. I think Beach could probably answer this good later on. He knows Thai market very good. I mean, they have like Groupons and these kind of copy websites. Like, you know, generally that's a team in Thailand. And we had a startup weekend just like last December, first time ever. So we had 100 people. It was very popular. So we had like, I think they had like 200 people applying for it, and they had to cut it to 100. And a very like energetic group of, you know, young startups. Yeah, so I think that yeah, what do you exactly want to know?
Okay, so are local services more popular than global services?
Yeah, no. So it's nothing. There's a couple of websites that has actually captured Thai audience good. One is Sanook.com, I think so. It's one of the best sites. So if you leave your girlfriend with it, she will stay on for like a couple of hours non-stop. You can do your own things always. It's good. So I think Sanook, you can check it out. That's one of the best kind of examples of that. But the majority of things like Facebook, Twitter, all these things, nothing is made in Thailand. And I have a theory for this. It's mostly because nobody has skills to make a good website or good services. So, you know, that's at least my intake on that. So, yeah, we will answer your question.
maybe I think the Made in Thailand startups are starting just in this beginning stage.
Yeah.
That's why you invited friends from Thailand, Thai startups, to join us. I think we will discover right now what the startups in Thailand look like, what they focus on, all these topics and services are like.
Yeah, one note that I think that Thai characters are like that. They kind of we have very enthusiastic crowd in Mobile Monday in Thailand. So we have lots of like technology guys, very enthusiastic. They are real nerds. Like they follow technology. They have the latest phones. They have the latest iPhones, and actually iPhone. The amount of money that people pay for iPhone is by average. It's probably like 2 or 3 months average Thai salary. So I mean. And if I go to PDS in Bangkok, like everybody has iPhone, the latest one, the 4S, whatever, and I have the old one. So it's an interesting market. Like they actually, like if you're an economist, they actually see the value of the status value that the iPhone brings so high that they're ready to spend like 3 months' salary. And this would be, if I go back to Europe, I don't know, it's 6,000 euros. Like, and you would not probably spend that on a phone.
Very expensive iPhones.
Yeah.
So there.
So they're ready to spend that much money on these things, but so I think there must be something there, right? There must be money at the end of the line. So Apple makes money with it, at least.
Okay. So last question here.
I noticed one page in your PPT showed that Thailand is a very big market for online gaming. So can you tell me more about that? How much percentage is PC gaming and how much percentage is mobile?
Do you have answer? So I think we have.
And how do they solve the payment solution? What kind of payment solution do they use the most?
Yeah, I'm not. To be honest, I don't know gaming market so good. All I know is that like you have these gaming cafes everywhere, and they are packed, and people are playing. Like young people are playing so much. I'm an old gamer myself, so I do know that there is something coming out of the line. Because gaming is very creative, I believe so. So eventually you play games, and then you kind of. I mean that's like I remember 30 years ago, Angry Birds. I used to copy games and stuff like that. The same group, that's like same group that started these Angry Birds and the game revolution in Finland. They are old guys who used to play games, and they make demos, and then they start to make games. So I mean, it's evolution, in my opinion. So eventually, I think that Thais, I don't know if they have it already, maybe some game companies, but I think eventually they will, make games. Eventually. So, but statistics, I have no.
Okay, it's okay. Maybe we can talk about get more detailed statistics there. But thank you very much, Ville, for your presentation. Really good. And if you have other questions, you can catch Ville after all the presentations. Now we are a little bit behind the timing, so